Welcome to What a Time to Be Alive, the only podcast counting down everything this week that made you say, what a time to be alive. And now, Patrick Monahan, Kath Barbadoro, and Eli Uden.
Folks, welcome to What a Time to Be Alive, the only podcast that counts down things each week to make you see a thing as title podcast. I'm Patrick Monahan.
I'm Kath Barbadoro.
I'm Eli Uden. Welcome.
Hi.
Welcome, everyone.
Hello.
What's up?
Thursday.
You gave it away. Oh, no. Everyone's going to know. We're
Where
out
did
of time.
how did Patty die last week? I can't remember. Do you remember?
Couldn't figure out. We weren't ready. I think I said you were going to say you were in an egg, but we've used that before. I don't think you were dead. I think you were simply trapped. I think you were in a crystal.
Dead is
Trapped somewhere, stuck in a dryer. Yeah. We had to free you before any funny business happened.
Somebody left me
I
in.
do believe you were in a crystal.
Oh, I thought you meant like stuck in a dryer, like I was in somebody's pocket, like they forgot to take me out in their pants.
Oh yeah, that's much cuter than the
You shrunk?
reason people get stuck in the dryer.
I feel
What
like
do you
that
mean,
could
like a
be
little mouse?
The
I
world's
feel like
most
that could be
innocent
like a
man.
very specific porno. Like, there's
okay.
probably, there's a lot of being really big or really small.
There's
That's
stuff
a
out
thing.
there, I'm sure.
Yeah.
The tiny Jimmy Fallon photos that were everywhere for a while that somebody uncovered. You remember those?
No, they were
Somebody,
they photoshopped him to be tiny.
Yeah, it was like him next to female guests, but the guests were photoshopped to be really big and him to be really small. And somebody dug it up somehow, found it. I don't know. They're just digging through Imager or whatever, and they're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
this is this is for private use. This is not." That's
awesome.
There is sort of like, was that your tiny Jimmy Fallon impression?
Yeah. That's awesome.
There is like a lost art now that we have AI of like purpose, like Photoshop that only exists to fulfill a very specific sexual fetish. So there's like no concern for any other. It's like utilitarian almost.
If I had
There's
to
like
guess,
a very specific look to it, and I'm
Yeah.
sad that it's going away.
if I had to guess, I would say the DeviantArt community frowns upon AI. They want people to manually be making like someone's butt bigger than their body or whatever they're doing over there.
I
They're
hope
taking
so.
jobs. Yeah,
I was
would
thinking
personally.
specifically of our previous guest last week, Murder Brian. He got really into like porno.
Pornography.
He got really
into
pornography.
porno.
He got really into porno.
Yeah,
Big
One of
porno
those guys.
guy.
Funny story. No, he got really into photoshops of WWE guys being gay in the locker room, where like every element of the picture was photoshopped in. Like there was no background. It was like a locker from like Wayfair, and then like a trading card picture of John Cena. It was like really good. I really enjoyed it.
that's classic, too. That's like a throwback. I feel
Yeah.
like people used to do that with magazines. They would cut it up and
Yes.
and then paste it together, and then their parents would be like, "Why is there what's this paper stuck to the bottom of your mattress?" And then they'd be like, "Oh God, what are you creating? What world are you pasting together here?"
What are you
A
building?
porno ransom note. Just
Yeah.
every individual thing cut out. It's so good. A lost
Yeah.
art. Perverts. Bring your creative eye to
Perverts.
this field once again.
Perverts are a very creative bunch, I would say.
Yeah.
Very right-brained. Very right-brained, the pervert community.
The pervert community. I'd like to
pervert
apologize
community.
to the pervert community.
r/perverts, where you can get together with other perverts and chat about it.
I see you. I hear you thrashing around below the waist down there, and
I think
I'll try to
X
do
is
better.
now just the
I'm
pervert
listening and
community,
learning
to
from
be
the
honest.
pervert community. Wait, what is?
X is just the pervert community, because that site is. I went on there. I was trying to find out if the Best Buy near me was going to do like a midnight thing for the Switch. And I tried to search Best Buy on X. And Best Buy was the second result. And the first result was best porno sites. Like an account. We're like, damn, Best Buy can't even. What hope does anyone have if the largest corporations can't even get on top of this?
Well, we're
So-
recording this on the eve of the head pervert over there really going the hell off. So there may be further developments before
the
this
evening.
comes
The
out,
evening. I mean, hopefully the eve of him going the hell
Right.
off.
Yeah, no, I'm not seeing the future. It's the evening of the great 2025 meltdown.
Does he have some Spaces thing scheduled that I missed or something?
No, just just hoping that he that he continues continues to do what he's doing.
Well, have you seen today? Like, he's been going nutso today. He and Trump are fighting. They're like at each other's throats. Yeah.
Oh, haven't. I've been listening.
You don't know about this? Okay.
No.
Basically,
Elon literally tweeted, like, by the way, he's in the Epstein files, and that's why they didn't release them. Like, he tweeted that.
Because he just like he got like iced out basically, and mostly probably starting because he, like, one of the world's least likable men, was not able to deliver that election in Wisconsin for the Supreme Court judge, and like he has since been like. I guess he did an interview where he's like, I don't like the big bill, because it spends too much money. Of course, it's not for any good reason, obviously.
The deficit.
The real reason is that it's like cutting the EV credits, so it's going to like make it harder to sell Teslas to the like 50 people that want to buy Teslas at this point. And like it has now escalated today to like Elon's a flop and a failure, crazy Elon, et cetera, so on. And he's just saying, like, hey, man, you were in the Epstein files, and the tariffs are going to cause a recession, and you should be impeached, and all that stuff. And
he literally said you should be impeached. Like, he quoted.
Well, no, he responded.
He should be impeached. And
he responded to one of his little worms. I forget which one. The usual worm crew over there. But the most important people in American. Yeah, the most important people in American and probably world politics, the worms who are in Elon Musk's mentions, at least over the past year and a half or so.
But yeah, that's cool. How he like delivers any opinion. Is he just quote tweets one of the worms and is like, yes, and then there's a news article about it. That's what he did.
Correct.
He said like without me, Trump would have lost the election, and the House, and they wouldn't have as many in the Senate. It's such ingratitude. So it's very just like, I'm loving this because obviously it's great to watch these two awful guys. Also, Kanye posted like, no, bro, you got to work it out. We love both of you.
Bro, no.
He took a break from scowling next to his nude wife to post that. He heard that the two of the other worst people on the planet were fighting and wanted to put a stop to that. But he. So that's what's going on. So I didn't realize you didn't have the context for it. So that's pretty exciting.
No, I was in my cabin.
This has been like sort of the build that like everyone has always said, like there's no way this is going to work out. You know what I mean? Like all the knives are going to come out, and that's what's happening now. Finally, Steve Bannon said he should be deported because he's probably illegally here because he overstayed his visa. It's hard to root for some of these outcomes, but look, anything just generally negative,
Yeah, Elon did he retweeted like one of those. He loves to retweet a poll and be like, "This is the will of the people," putting this on my X page for all the worms to weigh in on. And it was like, who's right, Donald Trump or Elon Musk? And it's like, I've never seen a worse poll. Like.
Yeah.
If gun to my head, how would I answer? Like, it's impossible.
Oh yeah, here we go. I missed this one.
You don't know what outcome there's going to be, but it's like if you saw like a Instagram reel of a guy riding a unicycle, and you're like, anything that happens that isn't this guy successfully riding a unicycle is good for me. Like whatever, something's going to happen. He's going down some way. Well,
yeah. I'm just checking to see if there's any. I'm scrolling the timeline. His pinned post is it time to create a new political party in America that actually represents the 80% in the middle? Good luck. Please spend all your money doing that.
It's never been tried before.
Do it. Spend all your money, dude. Give it to all those third way people. Actually, don't. Say you're going to give it to them and then stiff them and then somehow burn the money like the Joker or something. I don't know. Like, however it works. And then, just a lot. And then it's doing a lot of like self-soothing of, quote tweeting and retweeting people, this isn't really about them, or, you guys just aren't used to two alphas working things out, usually it's through the, and it's, great stuff.
No, totally. So, no, actually, what?
It's soothing. It's soothing activity for him. It's like his lick mat, It's his chew toy. Just they're retweeting toadies.
They're very
it's
similar
super
in that
alpha
way.
to work out all of your disagreements with a colleague over posting on 2 different platforms.
The two social networks that you each own. This is a very normal feud, a normal discussion between friends.
Right.
If you
as
observe
far away from direct engagement as humanly possible, just posting on different websites about one another. Very alpha behavior.
If you observe wolf populations in the wild, they're actually quite passive aggressive towards each other. They're always kind of like leaving kind of weird little messages, weird kind of scathing P marks on where they know the other wolves will see it, but not confronting that wolf directly. It's just classic alpha stuff. It's classic, domination.
Yeah, so hopefully something happens in the near future. You take your pick on what it might be, or
The thing is, this does significantly increase the likelihood of an outcome I would consider positive. Like the range of possible outcomes from this, there are more upsides than there are downsides, which is unusual for these 2 guys doing stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and also like in a sort of abstract. In an abstract way, because instability at that level is not good for the world or us, probably. But but yes, in the sort of clenching your fist, bloodthirsty, wanting to.
Will I laugh? Will I be laughing?
Correct.
Either I'm like miserable and things are stable, or things are. I mean, they're already so chaotic. I don't know what stability we have, but I'll be laughing. That's all I care about at this point,
folks.
So.
You gotta laugh.
You gotta laugh.
Here's
that's why you're listening to our podcast.
You
gotta laugh.
That was the end of the episode. What if that was just played the full Seinfeld theme? And
that's it. 12-minute episode, our best yet.
Sorry. Yeah. We're looking to increase our efficiency and lower our deficit, so episodes are 12 minutes now, unfortunately. We've cleaned up around here.
Because
all
of tariffs.
The best bits. It's because of tariffs.
They're charging too much for sound waves.
Yeah. You guys have no idea how much steel we use every episode. We're actually just ripping through steel the entire time. So, it's tough.
Shelby has to engineer. He has to edit out all the clanging. There's so much clanging. We're a very steampunk podcast. People don't know that. But our recording methods are, it looks like some shit the borrowers would live in. That's what we got going on.
Yeah. I'm surprised Shelby's never played there are these great YouTube videos that are like 2 hours long and it's just periodic clanging, like a metal pipe falling. It's a big thing on like a Twitch or whatever to make somebody play a game while that video is playing in the background. And it's just unpredictable, loud metal clanging. So, I'm just glad we haven't gone full.
Thanks
there's
for
no metal clang on the soundboard.
introducing that concept to him. Thank you.
Yeah,
for doing
I
that.
know. It's been fun up until now that hasn't been playing repeatedly. There it is. That's the one. That's the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire set collapsing on Kanye, I think.
Strangely enough. Yeah. Well, should we do numbers?
Let's do it.
Number 5.
Number 5 comes to us from Bookmarked19 in the Discord. If you would like to submit stories to our podcast, you can join the Discord at join the Patreon at the $10 a month level. Get access to our private Discord channels, like this one. Ooh, man, I'm sleepy today. That came out all jumbled. Anyway, Bookmark19 submitted this story. They made something. Everybody get to this
Kath is
website.
Swimming.
I'm doing great. I sent everyone my Fitbit. 3 hours and 32 minutes of sleep last night. Thank you very much. What I was about to say is that everybody must navigate to this website and save this headline for when someone is complaining to you. Because, folks, physicists create, quote, the world's smallest violin using nanotechnology. They've done it. They've found something to adequately soothe your woes.
They actually did it because somebody in the lab was complaining about something. So that they did it without telling him they were doing it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Someone was talking
Somebody
about
was
their
using-
bunion, and it was driving everyone nuts.
No, my bunion.
That's I like that fume hood. If you could actually let me use that fume hood, that's the one I like. It's closest to the door, and I have a small bladder, and then they're cooking this thing up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey man, just look in this microscope real quick.
Now that's a good bit. It would be so funny if this is what how like the first time they tested the Hadron Collider or whatever, they were like, there's a small chance this will create a black hole. What if this is what did it? They made the world's smallest violin, and they're like, actually, it wasn't incredibly sad because it swallowed half of the world or whatever. I know it swallowed the whole world. Black hole.
No, it'd stop. It'd be like, oh man, I'm full.
I'm full. I'm stuffed. Gotta let out my black hole belt a couple notches.
I can't devour any more light itself.
Yeah. Guy on the bridge
that's enough
raising
light
his,
itself for me today. Thanks.
Guy on the bridge raising his hand, like, is it possible that the black hole could be full? And everyone just ignoring me completely. We're like, oh, all right. What do you do again?
Okay.
I fixed I work in the bathroom.
I work in the bathroom.
I work.
Follow me to my office.
Oh, I just set up here with like a basket full of mints, and I just try.
Yeah.
I hand people paper towels. So
I'm the attendant at the Large Hadron Collider lab. If anyone wants any
just one day at work,
Barber liquid.
Everyone's like, "Who's that guy in there?" Now we have to have a transaction with that guy every time we go to the bathroom. That's right.
Yeah. Going into the bathroom at CERN,
that is how I
you
feel.
can get a little spray of Polo Blue. You can get a little samplers of cologne. Want to make sure you're smelling nice.
Yeah.
Those particles.
that is exactly how I feel anytime I go into a bathroom and there's one of those people in there. I am like,
oh, yeah.
Do we have to interact with that guy? Or in my case, it's a lady, but do I have to interact with her? I don't want to.
Imagine going into one of those and taking him up on it.
It's like, this is so much better than me doing it myself.
Dry my hands, please.
Coming out of the bathroom, going back to your friends, and you got hit with the Dracar Noir in the bathroom, and they're all like, "Hey, why do you smell different?" And you're like, "I got the cologne in the bathroom. I got that done. I let him hit me with it.
Done.
You know?
I had that service.
I had that surgery. I had the cologne surgery.
Mm-hmm. Do they have like multiple options? I feel like I've never noted the perfume, if they have perfume in there. I know no mints, hairbrushes. Obviously, you got your tampons and stuff. But yeah.
Yeah, they have
hair
a couple.
ties.
They have like the TJ
choices.
Maxx classics. They have the Polo Blue, the go-tos, the Cool Water, your classics. But I don't know. Maybe they're just for like if you shit your. I can't imagine a point
I like
at which
cool
your
water.
night.
I'll defend
You're like
one.
like my night's going okay, but I think what will really set it off is if I smell different for the rest of it. I don't know what this, like that's where you're like, my date is not liking me as much as I expected. It's what? Let's put on the good stuff. Let's break out the heavy machinery, the cool water. Yeah.
I mean, it is like sort of. It's like, well, I just took a shit and now I need to be deloused, right? Like that's what it's for, I think.
Spray me down.
I don't want this following me. Spray me down.
Yeah.
Anyway, this tiny.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. It's all you. Undermentioned.
Oh, just undermentioned. Part of the prevalence, which is good, of unisex, non-gendered bathrooms. Much more likely for you to really blow it up and then watch someone who you may have up until that point had an interest in talking to walk in there, and you got to be like, that was it smelled like that when I got in there. Somebody specifically before me must have gone crazy, must have done some crazy stuff.
They should make little business cards that say that you can hand subtly to the person going into the bathroom after you. Just a little like white engraved card with like a little flourish on it. That's just like, it was like that when I went in there. It just says that on it.
I didn't do that.
That would be nice.
That's what the guy is for with the cologne. You'd be like, hey, the next person that comes in, can you tell them that it smelled like that before I was in here? Be
Slipping him a 5. Can you tell? Can you just make sure you tell everyone?
Yeah. Say something like it smelled like this all day. Yeah.
I mean, this is why people don't say the bathroom's clogged in settings where they, you know what I mean? Like, because there's no way to say it would have them believe you. It's like, I went in there and it's clogged. It's like, oh yeah, I bet. It's like, well, okay, that's.
Well, if it were me, I wouldn't be saying it. I would be slinking out of here like a coward. So
nailing yourself to the cross, you know, fine. I will take upon this suffering that is people thinking I clogged the toilet for the better good of the, you know. God so loved his only son.
He
let people think he clogged the toilet so that sins
I
would
was
be
telling the
forgiven.
last guy not to do that much.
Hey, don't go that much
go
in there.
Slower. Slow down, man.
Yeah. Hey, I was just in
Jesus
there
would
and
do that
I
for
noticed it was clogged, and I wasn't sure it was clogged, so I spent about 20 minutes making sure it was clogged, and it made me so angry. I ran around the bathroom a bunch, so I'm really sweaty. But anyways, it was not me. Just letting you know you want to get in there. There's some pipes that are no longer operational. Anyways, unrelated. Do you have another bathroom? Do you mind if is the women's room in here?
Is there an office I can transfer to?
Yeah. Protective custody, perhaps?
Yeah.
There should be a secret code you punch into the phone that brings you to the, I don't know, Liam Neeson in Taken or something. And he like comes and extracts you.
You're in WITSEC because of diarrhea.
Yeah.
What's his story? Oh man, you should have seen that bathroom. I hear that. All right, well.
Yeah. Then years later, somebody who knew you in your first city sees you walking into a bathroom in a bar in Florida, and they're like, "Is that?" And you just immediately clog that bathroom, and they're like, "God damn it!" Calling everybody, he's here.
That's what jogs their memory. They see you walking into the bathroom, and they're like, "Now I know. Now I know who he is."
Yeah.
Anyway, this is about a violin. I feel like we've lost sight of that. This violin, it's made of platinum, and it is 35 microns long by 13 microns wide, which is basically it's the width of a human hair, pretty much. Is what we're going with here.
They're always
I'm
saying
trying
that.
to figure out if it is playable, because it looks, they like drew it. It looks like. But
Yeah, it looks like just a drawing. I don't know.
But they drew it with platinum, like
Yeah.
the metal, I guess.
Still impressive. But if you drew it, now we're talking about something that one of those guys at Six Flags could perceivably do on a little piece. You know, when they write your name on a piece
Grain
of
of rice. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get those guys in there. Get those guys to CERN.
Why aren't those guys being hired, snapped up by Silicon Valley and being like, we have some microprocessors for you to
Just think of
work
all
on.
the things they could do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really, if you have that skill, it does seem like writing people's names on grains of rice at the fair is the least profitable one that you could pick. But
Yeah.
I don't know. A lot of markup on that. Grain of rice, not that expensive.
Forging someone's
So-
name on a grain of rice.
Just trying to set up one of those booths and then quickly changing the sign to "We'll paint a grain of rice completely black for $5." One dab, kind of shaky. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So it says it is a microscopic image rather than a playable instrument.
Who gives a shit?
Science.
Never mind. Back to bathroom talk. Fuck
Yeah. Hey, scientists,
Jesus
why don't you
Christ.
figure out a way for me to stop clogging the toilet, huh?
Like I said before, this better have been about bullying somebody. Otherwise, not interesting.
All right, but it better be about bullying. Anyway, yeah, I'm just thinking of a bathroom-based religion around the idea of Jesus absolving us of our sins by saying he clogged the toilet, and instead of a crucifix, it's a little toilet. Wear it on a
plunger.
gold necklace around your neck. A plunger would be good.
Yeah.
Just
Two
like
plungers
everyone's like,
crossed.
"Oh, what happened in there?" And then he just steps in front of you and is like, "That was me."
He rolls the bathroom stone away from the door.
Yeah, rolling the stone away on his resurrection, and before he can even get a word out, everyone is like, "Whoa, what did you do in there?"
You been living in there?
Well, he was in there for 3 days, so clearly
Yeah.
some shit happened.
What were you doing?
He was struggling. Anyway, number 4.
Struggling. Meanest thing you could possibly say someone was doing in the bathroom, struggling.
Sometimes it's a struggle. Oh, wait. Can we talk about your norovirus?
Oh, yeah. I want to talk about norovirus. I'll trade. Kath, I was telling a story about my norovirus experience, and Kath was like, can we talk about this on the main? I'll trade you.
My norovirus journey.
My journey with norovirus.
Come with
me. My ghostwritten book.
On a day when I
you
have
guys
norovirus.
are going to love this.
Get ready with me.
Shelby was like very emphatic that we discussed this.
Yeah, Shelby, like you could hear him like hitting the button that lets his voice come through, like, and he was so eager, it was like, yes, it was like clipped. It was like the cough button.
You got a good one during the recording, and when you hear like the Shelby laugh from like across the room somehow, like that's how you know you got a good one off.
I'm talking about my norovirus experience, and Shelby is like Jay-Z in that GIF in the fucking studio, like the first time you heard Jesus Walks, like doing that. Yeah.
Now I feel like we've maybe built it up too much, but I was fascinated by this.
Yeah.
So tell us about your norovirus journey.
Yeah. I was. Well, I said I would. There it is. I said I would trade because I meant to mention this up top, and then I can say my embarrassing stuff. But hey, I'm also going to start streaming on Twitch again. So you can check that out on Monday if it comes out on Monday, or just go to my socials. Now I will, in exchange for that plug, I will tell you about how I came unplugged at one day. The norovirus. So I got the norovirus. It wasn't, I wouldn't recommend it. I got it.
It was going around for a while.
Yeah. Well, my mom got it when she gave it to me. It was a family experience.
Family affair.
A family affair. Just a horrible phrase. Got to avoid that.
It's not good.
Yeah. Can't be doing that. And so I was saying, I comparatively got lucky to the stories I've heard of norovirus, where someone is beset upon by the norovirus and spends multiple days repeatedly cleaning themselves out. I tried to make that sound less bad, but I think it was grosser. But I was saying that when I got it, it was all in one. It was, hey, my body was like, hey, head to the bathroom. We are going to do some spring cleaning. We are going to...
Everything was making it for the exits.
Yeah, we are going to flip this house. We are going to replace everything. It was
like a crowd crush in your body.
Yeah.
It was a stampede for the door.
Mm-hmm. It went in there. It was a double-barreled shotgun, and that was it. There was
just one time.
Yeah, 2 in the chamber, and then we were clear. We were out.
That is so crazy. I feel like this is like a very common like woman thing. Is like, why can't I just do the whole period at once? Like, why? Why is it like several days? Like, why can't it? You just make that noise and then you're done. Like,
yeah.
Why is it this like prolonged thing? I feel like you got to live that dream. You like
dream
it was
is
just
generous.
One time.
I wouldn't say it was short, but yeah, it was basically like something in here is no good. We're gonna clear it all out. And I will say like, yeah, I will say like when I exited the bathroom, the restroom, a
changed man,
the water closet, I was like, yeah, there's nothing. It was like, I was like, I don't think I've been, it was like a baby. I was like, I've never even had food before is how it feels. There's nothing in here.
Your gut biome is reset. It's at 0. You got nothing in there.
And then I just kind of rode that out. I wasn't going to poke the bear. I wasn't going to be like, let's try some saltines. I was like, we're just going to not do that. We're just going to let things chill. We're going to exist as a hollow man for a little while and wait until we're feeling better. But yeah, it was efficient. I mean, you go like that. Oh boy.
I just feel like if that was it, I wouldn't want it, but it wouldn't be like that bad. Like, then you get to start over. You're like a new person. I like it. I like it.
You know, non-shockingly, I would warn you against it. It's not. I don't think I would repeat it. And it's not like you feel 100% better in that case. You're just like, oh, that's not going to happen again. Probably. Also, that's part of it is the haunting where you're like, only now in retrospect, hindsight, can I be like, and that's the only time it happened, because while it's there, you're like, well, who knows? It's
Sure.
I didn't get much warning the first time around.
Like, that's the thing about getting any kind of food poisoning or whatever, is you're just like, I didn't realize how much was in there. Like, it's more than you think. There's so much in there that is capable of coming out.
Yeah,
no thanks.
It's they're working on a lot of stuff in there. There's a lot in the process, different stages, and they're just cleaning the, it's like somebody dropped glass in the factory, and they're like, throw it all out. This whole batch, this whole lot number is no good. We're tossing it all in the trash. But yeah, so that's what it was like when I got a stomach infection or whatever that is. Yeah. From an apple too. Well, from my dear sweet mother, who got it from an apple. Very rude stuff.
Apple. That's a weird one.
It's on all the damn fruit.
If you don't wash, that's like when I went to Mexico. I was eating all kinds of street meat and I was completely fine. And then the last day, I was like, I've been here all week and I feel completely fine. I'm gonna have a salad. And then I was like, nope, shouldn't have done that.
Game over.
Not the right thing to do.
This week on our bonus episode, we talk about the television program Andor, and Eli and I bully Kath, or attempt to, into watching it.
Plus, find out why Ellen Pompeo was detained by TSA.
Get that and more, including ad-free versions of our regular episodes at patreon.com/whatatimepod. Onions.
Number 3? Number 4.
Number 4. I mean, that can be number 4.
Number 4.
Number 4.
It's related, in a way.
Finally. Yeah, I was going to say, finally, we get away from this bathroom talk.
Yeah, I was going to say.
It's a real toilet cast today.
Yeah, you might be surprised to hear that a story involving toilets is related to what we were already talking about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, toilet cast. That's when you can poop on your phone in the living room and it casts it to the bathroom.
It puts the turds in the toilet bowl.
Very embarrassing. You leave it on and it just shoots a turd into a room where you are not. That's
you hear it from the other room and go, "Oh fuck!
What the hell? Oh,
left it on.
Sorry.
Is someone in my house?
Hello? A turd firing out of your printer? Hello? No, that's some classic shit for a sleepy person, dude. To get a sleepy person going. Yeah, so this is a story from Bookmark 19 in Discord as well. This is a complaint that people have had in North Dakota about the historic sites there, which I assume is Mount Rushmore and then, hangers on. I think that's the main one, right? Is it South Dakota or North Dakota? They're all...
Deadwood?
Deadwood?
Isn't that there? Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know it was a real
That's a
place. I
tourist
thought that was just the show with the cursing on it.
It's not a real place.
Mount Rushmore, I believe, is in South Dakota, so it's swing and a miss.
All right.
They got the big buffalo.
Them. What is there, DMZ over there? Just bring them together. Save everybody the time.
Yeah, what's going on the border? Like, why do they?
They got
why
White
are they
Cloud.
Be different? What's that?
It's a albino buffalo.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
that's what's caused the
South
split.
Dakota too. So I don't know what the tourist attractions in North Dakota are. I mean, based on this story, I can't imagine they are well trafficked.
Yeah, they're like, I'm trying to look at it, and even the picture. You'd think that the picture for this story would be a historical site in North Dakota, and it's really not. It's like a bathroom, which makes sense for the story, but also it's like there's a better picture here. Also, not making any of this feel. This is the first person they talked to for this story is Lawrence Welk. Oh, this is the Lawrence Welk, the band leader who you probably know from Kristen Wiig pretending to have tiny hands on SNL, and popping bubbles. I
mean, he's dead though. So what is? They asked him something from beyond the grave.
He was buried in there.
Well, yeah, he's buried. No, okay, so they're just bringing up Lawrence Welk. Now it makes sort of sense because this is what we're talking about, the quality of the historical sites in North Dakota. Lawrence Welk's childhood home is one of these.
Wow.
Yeah.
One of the state's big tourist attractions. All the Welk heads are heading there.
They say they're talking about they talk about there was an unveiling of a statue of Lawrence Welk at the site that draws fans who recall the Lawrence Welk show. So all three of them were there, and they got to see that statue. So apparently the big problem here is that there are no flush toilets at any of these North Dakota. Just adding insult to injury. If you
go
to
visit
see
Lawrence Welk's childhood home and you're just like knocking on the door, like, can I use the bathroom? Can I use the bathroom?
And then you go in and it is a pit toilet. That's what they had, which pit toilet, don't even really need the word toilet. That's a pit. It's just a pit that you can go use as a toilet.
Hole in the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any hole becomes a pit toilet if you use it as a toilet.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Any pit can be a pit toilet. It's the action associated.
Yeah, you can't just like crap in a trash can and be like, "Oh, street side toilet is available," you know? Yeah, they go out here, they're checking out Lawrence Welk's childhood home. How far are you driving to see Lawrence Welk's childhood home?
And I'm imagining the people going to see this are very old. And if there's one thing I know about old people, they have a lot of bathroom needs. They got to design a lot of their day around bathroom access. So like, old people should not be shitting in holes. We got to do better for our senior citizens.
They're also famous for falling. So the whole thing, they're going to fall in the damn toilet like that emperor and die. And that's not what anybody wants. So guys, this is Chris Dorfschmidt, a historic sites manager. And he says, a lot of our sites are kind of in the middle of nowhere. As I like to put it, history didn't happen where it's convenient. That's true. But for most historic sites, they've either outfitted them with conveniences or, because they're a historic site, they later became a busy or notable place.
I would also argue history does happen where it's convenient because places that are convenient have a lot of people there, and that's what history mostly is like stuff that people did. So no, I disagree, sir.
Have you ever noticed a lot of history is focused on port cities? Actually, yeah, exactly.
Kind of the whole reason they're there is convenience. No, okay, well, North Dakota's population begs to differ, man.
Yeah. Man, they're all the Welk heads who are there.
We are picking a
North Dakota has 60 state historic sites, everything from museums and an underground nuclear launch facility to plaques mounted on boulders in fields. All right. Well, that's part of the 60? You had to count the boulder plaques to get to 60?
Is each boulder one, or are they
It sure seems
together?
like it.
Seems like each boulder is one. Totally.
Yeah. All of our sites, they really do help share a story of us as a state. A short story. It is a short story of a little bit of a novella, maybe. A short essay of us as a state. So, yeah, there's even the ones that aren't. You talk about like the history of North Dakota. I'm sure there is real history. And this is there's like, so they have 60.
I bet
a bunch
it's
of them
beautiful. I bet their like outdoor shit is amazing. But
yeah. Their outdoor shit is amazing. Unfortunately, it seems like a lot of their outdoor shit is the site of a massacre. So,
yeah, that is true. A lot of massacres up there.
Yeah, so you could go. So you got the boulders with the plaques, and if those aren't, tickling your fancy, you can head over to the site of a deadly 1863 attack by U.S. troops on Native Americans. So
cool.
It's just, and you can shit in a pit toilet there. It's a fun day for the whole family. Yeah, and there's, I guess this is like almost, they say that there's a lot of them, even the ones that, the Chateau de Moors, which is just the wealthy Marquis de Moors built the 26-room home in 1883, so arguably historic, more just like a nice house somebody built, and,
I do like when a place is a historic marker or whatever just because like a rich guy made a nice house. Like it's like nothing really happened here. It's just like the biggest house. So
yeah,
enjoy. Now you have to hear about how his wife picked the wallpaper when you like go on a tour with your family. Cool.
Yeah, especially one that's not because I've never heard of this person before. I don't know if they're a historical figure or whatever. And also, you're competing against like the Taj Mahal. I feel like you could pick one, Taj Mahal, and
That's
then
the
if you're not
big house that a rich guy built, I think.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, not the 26 room, which is, 26 rooms. I feel like real mansions. McMansions are approaching that probably, right? I'm not sure. I'm having a hard time imagining all these rooms.
I just want to say Taj Mahal is not a house. It's a
Not a
mausoleum.
house. Yes.
Well, what is a mausoleum?
A house,
but a house.
a form of a house, a
What
type
is a
of
mausoleum
house.
if not a house for the dead? A house of the dead.
House of the
where
dead.
Yeah, where you can get light guns at the Dave and Buster's and go through the Taj Mahal shooting that guy's wife. Oh, that would cause an international incident of some kind.
Your objective: shoot that guy's wife.
You gotta find her.
Gotta find her.
Yeah.
It's really big. She's in here
Ghostbusters-
somewhere. Gotta find her.
Yeah, Ghostbusters cause international incident when they bust the Taj Mahal guy's wife and put her in the damn trap. You gotta let her out. Yeah, and then so they're building some restrooms, not for all of them. They don't have the money for all of them, but they're gonna put a
for
bathroom.
Lawrence Welk's childhood home, they're gonna build one.
Yeah.
Good.
So you know when you're drinking in the majesty of Lawrence Welk's childhood home, a man like Lawrence Welk, but a place where he achieved none of his fame. There's
Right.
nothing more awe-inspiring, nothing that makes you feel smaller in the universe than visiting Lawrence Welk's childhood home.
You're just walking around like, I wonder if he was thinking about all those family bands he would eventually host on his show. Would he ever believe it? I saw this TikTok that was really funny that was like, if a defense attorney was the girl who spoke at your high school graduation, and it was like, Your Honor, who would ever think that the defendant would end up here today? When I first met the defendant, it was so good. Anyway, just imagining doing that at Lawrence Welk's house.
Yeah. Him as a young boy, no one believed him. He's like, you'll all see. I'll go on to lead bands. Just a spurious job. I've been to Mount Vernon, and even Mount Vernon, it's not great. It's sort of like...
Well, I bet Lawrence Welk didn't have slaves at his house. So that is a
We
step
don't
up.
know that.
That would have been unusual.
Can't say it.
Given the timing, that would have been unusual and very illegal.
It would make the tour more interesting.
Whoa!
Yeah.
What?
This is the servants'
I'm
quarters
sorry,
of
what is
Lawrence
this
Welk's childhood home.
This is the guy
What
from
is this
TV.
commemorating?
Yeah.
Why is this a site? The guy from TV?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm getting older. I am getting softer on, I think the local history stuff. I think it's a noble
That's
thing
sweet.
to do, and I think that the docents of these places, and all that kind of. I think it's cool. And so good for them for making it more hospitable to visitors. It's not a place I'm rushing to go personally. Lawrence Welk's house, but for those who do, I'm glad they're enjoying it. Not to
I
be
salute ya.
I'll tell you.
fun.
Hats off.
I'll tell you where I am rushing to go, the damn bathroom.
Well,
That's my
that's-
norovirus.
if you're there, that's where you're going.
It is kind of
the one.
Are they going to get
this-
one of his descendants to christen the bathroom? They get to go in there and everyone just sits and waits until they come out. It's like pretty good.
applauds? Yeah.
Nice.
throw a bottle of champagne into a pit toilet. Mazel tov.
Don't sit on this for a minute. The cork's gonna pop. You gotta wait.
No, that would be. It's also.
Did you have anything
those-
like this where you grew up, like a weird local thing that kind of sucked, but that was like, I guess if you're from DC, Eli, so that doesn't
it's
really
tough.
count. But
Yeah,
Like
the
Smithsonian.
this stuff is all over the Northeast for sure. We had
Absolutely.
the Ogden House, which is just like the oldest house in town, basically. I think is kind of the general gist. And what else do we have? Probably some other stuff like that. I'm trying to think of what else there was. I mean, yeah, there was a in town. There was definitely a massacre, as there are in colonial
Sure.
New England. Those things go down. Or went down. So that's I think there's a stone commemorating the end of the war. Basically, and it's like now it's like in the middle of the main like US 1, like the post road. And it's between between like a diner on one side of the post road, and it's like this is like a 4-lane, kind of not a highway, but like everybody goes like 40 on it. A diner on one side and like a Dunkin' Donuts, Baskin Robbins on the other side, and it's just kind of been like a weird island. So
yeah,
we're really honoring that site with
Yeah. I feel like there's a lot of honor sites like that in the middle of a traffic circle, and you're like,
yes,
salute.
Because it was there.
They
Stuff
built
got built around it. Right? Yeah.
They built a gazebo next to it, and like that was that. In my town, we had. Thank you, Shelby. This surely can't be the thing. It's much too long. That was Shelby, right?
I think Shelby was putting them close together.
Nope. In my town there was we had like the big old house. There's definitely that. And then down the street from the big old house was the Franklin Pierce house, who was the president. But it's funny because he was like arguably our worst president. Like he like caused the Civil War, like because he wasn't good at being the president.
He's very low on the list, famously. Yeah, not a
famously not good. Although famously handsome, like one of the more handsome ones. But
that's how he
bad
got
president.
He looks kind of like Mitt Romney looking at him now, weirdly. At least one of these pictures. He's got like a...
Unfortunately, I can see that. Yeah.
Mm.
But it was very funny because like it was in the middle of town. You'd walk by it all the time, and I never saw a soul going in or out of it. I think no one... I lived there my whole life. My parents are big... Like my dad's a big history buff. Never set foot in the Franklin Pierce mansion.
The Franklin Pierce mansion.
Got to put a bathroom in there.
I was going to say problem. Also, those sort of sites are so cruel in a way because those like, this is where so-and-so grew up. This is where so-and-so lived. They're always houses that are visited by like old people that are full of chairs you're not allowed to sit in. It's so mean. You go in there and you're just like, God, I want to sit down. And you're like, no, because it's all made of wicker from the Civil War and you're going to break it.
A really cool version of this, I think, is the LBJ one. Is actually like really cool to visit because it's a farm. So like, and it's like where he grew up. So you can go like see the 1-room schoolhouse or whatever. And it's like there's a creek that runs through it. You get to see all his crazy cars. He had all these. He had like Batman cars, like insane. Like this one can drive into the water, like. The Batmobile, just every comic book villain car he had. Like he had one that could drive from land into the water, and he would jokingly like freak people out and be like, "Oh no, we're going in the creek," and then they would go in the creek, and it would be a boat. But
it's
they
crazy.
also have the white, like he had the Southern White House or whatever they called it. But I feel like it's a terrible version of this, like you said, because it just looks like a 1970s house. So it's like the chairs look comfortable and you can't sit in them. But they're just from the fucking 70s. Like
it's just nice shaker furniture that you can't sit in.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's like all those, and then what? Completely gone from my head. The sleepiness is spreading through the Zoom.
Yeah, we're all a little loopy today. Should we do number 3?
Let's do it.
Number 3.
Number 3 comes to us from Virgin Nematode in the Discord. Ironic that a virgin would submit this story because, folks, it's about to get a little spicy in here. We got one for the pervert community. Now I'm getting a million paywalls. Okay, so a Dutch museum has a new item in its collection. It is going on display with some Dutch Golden Age masters. Big collection from the heyday of Dutch art. This is a condom with a drawing on it. So
I was gonna say almost not ironic because I feel like virgins love to have one condom. That's a very
that is
they
true.
Love to be owning one condom.
And you know what? Like this one, it's often old, too old to use.
Probably expired. Yeah.
Been in there a while, like this one.
Yeah.
Also the way they're displaying it, it's like I don't know how to describe it except to say it is like high contour. It looks like there is a dick inside it while it is.
There is a glans space. It looks like it has like
it was
a
like
seam.
Custom fit.
Right. Wouldn't that make you think it was used? Yeah. I mean, just from that alone, that's a little,
It does look like paper mache, and I don't want to think too much about the process that would result in a paper mache ancient condom.
Appendix. Also, appendix. Like, how big is a sheep's appendix? Like, that they're like, you know what we could do with this?
Yeah, so I haven't gotten there yet. It is made of a sheep's appendix, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm imagining it's not the whole appendix. Like, how many condoms can you get out of the appendix, you know?
Well, that depends on the user, I suppose.
I guess that's true. They didn't have a lot of stretchy stuff back then. They had to do what they could, you know?
Well, we're also saying, like, this is still a thing. Like, I feel like my
That's
sex
true.
ed was like 50% about sheepskin condoms for some reason.
Yeah.
They were like, they would not stop talking about sheepskin condoms.
I don't think I've ever encountered one, but I definitely remember hearing about them a lot. Because if you're allergic to latex, I guess that's your only alternative. They
Now I
probably
guess they have
something else
polyurethane.
now. Yeah.
Yeah, they have polyurethane, I think, now. But whenever they were teaching, it was like, you were just... Like, imagine being the kid where they're like, and if you have a latex allergy, you're going to have to use a sheepskin condom. You see one kid in the class, like, writing down, like, sheepskin, and you're like, it's over for you, dude. Yeah. And then they were like, but they also didn't, I have all this knowledge about it because, like, they don't even prevent disease necessarily because they're porous, right?
Last thing you want in a condom is porous. Really, not what you're looking for.
I want that.
Kind of the main thing you're not down for in that situation.
I do like this. I'm surprised that there aren't modern condoms with to describe it. Yeah, there's
drawing?
an etching on it, and it it shows up when you unroll it. Obviously, quite embarrassing if you can't see the whole drawing. You don't want to have that happen in your time. Or like, hey,
it's a dirty drawing too. They drew a nasty little cartoon on there.
Yeah,
it's a lady
Which I
and
guess is the time.
3 guys with their stuff out. Everybody's got their stuff out.
And she's a nun.
Put your
She's
stuff
not supposed to
away.
have her stuff out at all. You take a whole vow to say that I'm never going to take my stuff out again because I'm a nun now. I don't do it.
It's very it's very empowering though. So it says, quote, it features an erotic etching depicting a partially undressed nun pointing at the erect genitals of 3 clergymen, as well as the phrase "Voilà mon choix," which means "There, that's my choice." So she's getting a pick. Women's rights.
They say it's a joke about the judgment of Paris.
Okay, it's a gender flipped. It's like Ghostbusters. They're like, we're going to do this the opposite way.
In the future, her family will come to complete ruin then based on that. It's generations in the, that's good.
Also, having a funny drawing on your condom, like, that's got to ruin... when you're putting the condom on, you're in the midst of stuff. Yeah.
Check it out.
Hey, before we get any further, I'd like you to watch this YouTube video. I think it's pretty funny. And then we'll get right back to it.
I think this was intended to be a souvenir rather than a functional. I think
Likely
if it's functional,
excuse.
You're probably not going funny picture on the.
That's fine. It wasn't meant to be used anyway, so whatever. It's fine.
No, it's for novelty purposes. I have it it's a novelty. That's why I have it.
Yeah. The guy's paying at dinner and his wallet, it falls out of his wallet, and it's like, no, it's a souvenir. It's a souvenir. It's meant to be a souvenir.
No. My unrolled condom I carry around in my wallet.
Hang on. He turns his bat to and quickly draws that on there. See, it's got a drawing on it. Don't touch it.
Hey, you want to see my funny condom? Isn't that funny? Unless you think it's not funny, and then I don't know. We could do any sort of thing.
Then I think it's
funny.
I think
Are
it's
you
pretty.
turned on by the funny drawing on it? Is this sexy to you?
Yeah.
I like how the options are you think it's funny or you think it's hot. There's no like you think it's not funny. There's no like,
Nope.
you know, like that's messed up.
You're either driven to uncontrollable lust or you think it's funny.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah. And it's there's also they say that the promotional souvenir managed to flatter its consumer, so it's 20 centimeters in length. Now I don't know what that means because I'm American, but let's see what's this fake funny condom man working with here?
It's quite substantial. More than
we're
than
talking
most people are gonna need.
pushing 8 inches with the funny condom on. Which distracts. I think they wouldn't even be able to focus on how funny the picture was. But yeah, so
maybe that's
that.
to create a diversion to like, you know, ease discomfort. It's like
Look at this. It would also be funny. Guys in the museum looking at this without the context, being like, that's the right shape. I guess they've always been the same. That's the right. It looks just like me. Okay, well, time to go on.
very consistent.
But I do think
did you guys see how much this sold for? If you didn't, I would love you to guess.
$69. There's your joke.
$69.
There's your joke. Are you happy?
Comedy is legal again.
Yeah. I did not see. Do we want to get? Is it you're asking for guesses?
Yeah, give me a guess. It sold at auction recently.
I'm imagining Indiana Jones rescuing it, being like, it belongs in a museum.
Yeah. $40,000.
Okay.
$18,000.
Okay. Both wrong. This was only €1,000.
Okay.
We could have bought this.
Okay.
Damn it! We could have bought
And-
this.
We could have all taken turns owning it. It could pass from house to house, and we could go, look at my funny condom. Is this hot to you? And then, you know, pass it on to the next person.
Is this hot or funny? No option C.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
This
yeah,
is also interesting. In the 1830s, when this condom was made, the use of condoms was still frowned upon. They were mostly sold under the counter at brothels or barber shops.
That explains the porno on it as well.
That's true. A guy at a barber shop would show you that.
It's ribald. Check this out. I love to be at the barbershop and they have just like they have like this is like they got like a hustler there. It's like I'm looking at that while sitting around with a bunch of other guys. You know,
let me just get torqued up before you cut my hair.
not Playboy, hustler.
Hustler, yeah.
Penthouse.
Getting your name called at the barbershop, standing up from reading The Hustler with a visible erection in the barbershop. That's me.
Reading.
The quicker you can get that cape on me, the better. I got a problem here.
Yeah,
Can you actually put the cape on me while I'm waiting? Is that okay? Can you put the cape on me now? Let's just save time later.
Yeah, just put it over my whole head. What
you have like a thicker, heavier cape that will sort of keep everything in place underneath?
Do you have a weighted cape? Do
you know, like when you get when you get an X-ray? Do you guys have those? Do you
have
you want a lead barber cape? That's what you're looking for right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I do. I'm worried about X-rays.
Lead or beans, whatever kind of stuff you want to put in there. You know.
Yeah. Just really heavy in case you spill that barbicide. Seems like acid, so I figure I don't want it to eat through.
You ever drink that? You ever drink that stuff?
They gotta drink it.
Looks like Gatorade.
It looks like Listerine. Very refreshing.
Yeah,
it probably is.
It would disinfect you.
It's one of those colors that when they chose it, they're probably like, this signifies something that's not good to drink. But then Gatorade came out and everyone was like, oh, actually, we love blue. Actually, blue is the best.
This means it's going to taste like, not only does this mean it's okay to drink, we have a specific flavor associated with this color. Like, I know what this will taste like and it will taste good.
Yeah.
Thumbs up.
Got to get that barbicide frost. You get a barbicide zero. But anyway, I mean, I was going to say on the condom thing, I do think that it's sad that we don't put funny pictures on them anymore. Are there ones that look like a ladybug or anything?
That'd be fun. Little animal or something.
Condom that looks like a ladybug. I'm thinking maybe some Hell's Kitchen.
Okay.
Place 14 bugs that look like ladybugs. That's not what I wanted.
Ladybug is an interesting example because, like, that is not dick shaped at all. Like, I would have thought like, oh, let's do caterpillar. Let's do, dachshund.
Caterpillar would be too gross.
It's too that is the thing is it is kind of unfortunately penises are a little bit worm shaped is the problem.
Yeah. I think I was working from a beginning place of things you get painted on your face at a carnival. I don't know why, but I tracked from that.
Cheetah print maybe? That could be fun. Tiger stripes. Lightning? Like a race car?
Whoa, lightning.
Oh yeah. Speed stripes. You're like oh my God, he's fucking me so fast.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking pinstripes, like the muscle car shit. Yeah, that'd be sick.
I think I look like a great white.
Fucking me. That's what I want. Just that's what every woman wants. He's fucking me so fast with so much speed.
If you learn about sex from porn, that's what they tell you. They're like, yeah.
Be quick about it. Get in there quick.
Ladies love a friction burn. That's what's anyways, this is the worst episode we've ever.
Toilets and pinstripe condoms. That's where we're at.
Hello to anyone from my college reunion who is checking this out after this past weekend.
Yeah, do you think we got any new listeners from that?
If you are still listening at this point, then you're probably
if you made it past Eli's norovirus journey, then welcome. Thank you.
Yeah. We made a stop in Norovirus Town, and now we're on our way to Condom City. Welcome to the journey of what we do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Should we... what's actually interesting about this is sheep intestine, I guess not appendix, but like it's all made out of like intestines and shit. That is a sausage casing. Like that is what they're doing, and it is what it's doing.
Yeah. Which came first? Like
someone put on their ticket was like, I got a pretty good idea about some food that could go inside this.
I've got all that minced meat sitting around. Got all that apple and beef in my barrel. I could squeeze some of that into here through the bunghole.
Number one?
Number two.
Number two.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm so sleepy.
Take a nap.
Yes, we are all going to perish from this earth.
We gotta go quick. We spent too much time talking about that condom.
This one we don't even have to go that far.
This week's number one reason to...
No, we always do 5. We've never not done 5. Somehow, unbelievably, we've never not done 5. We got to do it.
Yeah.
Number 2.
This episode is going to be one of those sleep streams where it's a clip of Kat taking a nap while me and Patty discuss quietly so we don't wake her. Number 2, there's not even a whole lot to say here. Well, she me's. But this is one of our beats. This is one of our, all going back to what is one of our favorite pranks we've ever heard of, which was, what was the original thing someone purchased? It was an iPad, and they received, unfortunately, a box with a bag of dirt and a label saying puta, meaning bitch.
I believe it was an Xbox.
The recipient. An Xbox? Okay.
I believe so.
Well...
Oh boy!
I just wanted to.
We got to confirm this. I
just wanted to point it out because to me it's funnier if it's
a
heavy.
Router. It's even funnier. It's a router.
Finally, I can connect to the internet. Finally, I can finish my term paper.
Router, and I will say just to be accurate, it was puto, not puta.
Yes.
So.
Puto.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
Case closed.
Router, not even as heavy as a bag of dirt, I don't think. So you're like, the heavy router. Oh, it's not a router. Oh, fuck me. Okay, great. Well, someone's keeping this tradition alive in the meanest possible way, which is that I personally saw one of these be posted. I came across it. Someone who had thought they had purchased a new GeForce RTX 5090. Something that is both wildly expensive and incredibly hard to get. Very
Please
hard to
tell
find.
me what
And
it is.
it is what? Yes.
Please tell me what it is. New podcast, spin-off podcast. Eli tries to explain GPUs to Kath while she's falling asleep. I don't know if I can even explain this because you're going to fall asleep. This is something that would be designed to help you fall asleep. So GPU, graphics card. At this point, they're basically a small computer you plug into your computer so that it can do games.
Okay.
They're also used in AI, which sucks because now they're really fucking expensive, and AI people walk into stores and buy like their whole stock out, and then nobody can play goddamn Doom: The Dark Ages because they can't get their graphics card. But yeah, somebody getting a 5090. Yes, I feel bad for these people. Anyone buying a 5090 has so much disposable income that like.
How much are they, and how close to like top of the line are they?
They're the top of the line. They are the flagship, basically almost enterprise, graphics card. They're, I believe, about $3,000 MSRP. They sell for more than that because they're so hard to find.
Sure.
So we're talking multiple thousands of dollars.
Here's a question here: why don't computers just play the games with the computer parts? Why do they need a separate computer to play the games?
Great question, Patty.
Well, you could, but then the computer would be so expensive. And I ask you this: why play with one computer when you can play two computers?
Why do they make the game so it can't play on the computers?
It's a powerful game. The game's very powerful, and so you basically have to split it so that you get one computer, say, here, you do all the game stuff, and then you get another computer, and you make the guy look shiny. We need all of your processing power to make the guy look extra shiny. It's for ray tracing, Patrick. It's for tracing rays, and maybe you should think about that before you speak.
I think they should think about making the game so that the computers can play them. Oh my god.
Well, they did do that, and that game is called Minecraft, and you can play it.
Well, it's a big hit, so
yeah.
Maybe they should think about that.
The game is called Roblox, and
I don't know what that is. I will never know what that is.
Yeah.
Whatever you say.
Sure,
Patty,
pal. Whatever you say about
thrusting
Roblox.
the pistol further into his mouth when the guy starts explaining Roblox. I choose door number 2.
Inching toward it as he speaks.
You better talk fast.
Jigsaw not even getting out his whole spiel because Patty is dead in the room.
Can you talk faster then? Can you finish explaining faster than this bullet gets into my brain? Patty is
rooting around for the go button on the bear trap helmet so that he doesn't have to learn what Roblox
Can
is.
I just, yeah. All right. Can I just do it? I don't need this. Come on.
Pushing his head into the bottom corner of the tank so that it drowns before the water fills up so that he doesn't know what Roblox is. Throwing himself into a puddle. But yeah, so these... And yeah, I mean, at this point, when you're buying this level of card, it's basically like, fuck you, So
you're saying you don't feel bad for the victims of the crime you were about to explain to us.
I do on some level, but also like... And because I'm sure that because of who these people are...
Did you give me like a general MSRP? Like, what do you think they paid? Like, what's
$3,000.
MSRP is $3,000. I think they sell for a lot more than that because they're hard to find.
And that's more than just a computer. Like a lot more than just a computer.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like a couple computers.
I'm pretty glad I don't like video games on the computer. That's pretty dumb.
Yeah. So okay, here MSRP is $2,000, but I think you would be not very unlikely to be able to buy it. Even retailers don't sell it for that. So yeah, it's look. You
so what happened?
Trace those rays. So there was an entire. They've been saying. So I saw one show up. Somebody said, "What the fuck? I just bought this 5090, and inside of the box, instead of a 5090 and such things, and the wires you need, and it was just 2 backpacks. It was just 2 folded up backpacks in there."
Is this thing that big that is an equivalent sized thing?
They're huge and they're like heavy. Yeah.
This is so ridiculous as just a thing. I'm sorry. It's just complete.
Are they big? Patty, what you gotta understand is that
are they bigger than a computer tower? Like what? Or is this like how big are we talking?
It would be recommended to check the dimensions of your computer tower before buying a 5090 because they can be too big for the computer. Yeah. They can be too big.
They're 2 backpacks big, clearly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what is with the backpacks? Yeah, do we know anything about that? That is quite a weird thing to fill.
Well, look,
but this happened multiple times, right? It wasn't just one person?
So this is the post. The first post someone that I saw was like, somebody just put 3 crossbody backpacks in this box and sold it at a Micro Center. And what it seems to be is everyone was like, haha, whatever, I'm sorry, whichever one, depending on how bad they feel for them. But then people kept finding these at Micro Center. This has become a thing where they were like, hey, if you're buying a 5090 at a Micro Center, make sure it's not 3 crossbody backpacks in the box. And it's gone on
People
to
who buy
thing.
this item also receive 3 crossbody backpacks.
Your bonus. Best Buy. Free items.
So so it's clearly the supplier, right? I mean, that's got to be what it is.
Yeah, they think that it's actually all the way back to the factory, the Chinese factory where they're manufacturing the cards at Zotac, is somebody in there is, and this is like a damn
They're an
catalytic
heir
converter.
to a backpack fortune or something. They have access to unlimited backpacks.
Well, it's a factory that makes 2 things. It makes these fucking things, and it makes backpacks. So they're just switching what's going in each box.
Yeah. So they tried to track this back, and then so Micro Center eventually they told them, they're like, buddy, we're getting backpacks. Like, buddy, we're getting the damn backpacks. This is going all the way back to some factory in China.
Some guy's ordering a backpack. Like, where's my 3 crossbody backpacks? What the fuck is this?
Yeah.
And they're all pissed because they don't know what it is. So they're like, this huge thing that sucks, that's useless. Get it out of here.
Big, dumb, useless thing.
I can't put my everyday carry in this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Where am I going to put my Ridge wallet? Not in here. Doesn't make any damn sense. So yeah.
What is this? Is this just like a big Ridge wallet? What is it?
Walking around with a bunch of singles shoved into, knowing as the one of the 3 of us who knows what the shape of this, you could, if you really wanted to, shove some money in it and carry it. And it doesn't look that unlike a Ridge wallet, really.
Getting a lot of Ridge wallet vibes from this.
Mm-hmm. You got to put a Ridge wallet in your wallet so that you can play games. That's what it adds to the wallet's power. Extra capacity. So one Micro Center found 32 of their graphics cards were backpacks, not graphics cards, which is, I mean, an immense amount of inventory to be.
That's a lot.
To be backpacks.
That's how much is that? 2,000 per. So
$2,000
like $70,000 worth of stuff is backpacks.
God, every time we do math on this podcast, and one of us is like canonically like a robot voice, and we still can never do it. It's like, yeah,
2,000. If they're 2,000, it's $64,000.
Yeah.
Of
so
backpacks.
Yeah, they've apparently the writer of this story at PCGamer.com has reached out to Zotac for a statement. I'm sure they're not going to issue one, or if they do, they'll have to be one of those ones like, we're sorry that some of them were backpacks. We are looking into how they became backpacks, and we'll let you know.
Somebody flipped the switch from GPU to backpack, and that's a big problem.
I think
Lucille Ball's in that factory trying to eat all the backpacks, and it's just a nightmare.
Yeah, Lucille Ball just cramming expensive graphic cards, chewing them up, getting heavy metal poisoning,
breaking her teeth. It's awful.
Yeah, I think
Inhumane.
Why did they film this?
Conditions at this factory are really bad.
Yeah, that was why they filmed that chocolate factory. They'd had a lot of complaints, actually. But yeah, so one detail about this that I do enjoy also is that, like, because this is now a known and somewhat widespread issue, there's like a chance you can go to Micro Center and be like, hey, I opened up my graphics card and it was backpacks. And they're like, we have heard about this. Like, you wouldn't even necessarily need to have the like proof, you know? Because normally they'd be like, well, show us, you got to prove that. They're like, no, yeah, you got the backpacks? All right, yeah. I mean, it sucks for the person who bought it.
Just hitting a single button on the cash register. There's just the backpacks button.
Yeah. It's got its own code.
One. Yeah.
Just punching it in from memory like it's bananas at Trader Joe's. Beep, boop, boop. Yep, backpacks again. You're pretty much fucked. Like, you could be like, hey, this one was backpacks. And they were like, okay, well, we'll get you another one when we get a restock in 2 years. So, yeah. Man,
sorry, gamers.
I wish I had a better answer for why you need a second computer in your computer.
Sorry, gamers.
To game better.
Maybe you should take that backpack and fill it with some trail mix and go on a nice hike, gamers.
I was going to say fill it with some books and get back to class.
Grass. Yeah.
Well,
number one.
And this week's number one reason to say what a time to be alive.
Who is that noise?
I think it's Kanye.
Is it? It sounds like Joe Biden to me.
Oh, really?
Well, my two favorite people, Elon Musk and Donald Trump, are fighting. That's
his like Paul McCartney noise.
That does sound like Joe
that
Biden.
Video. Doesn't it? But I could see Kanye too. I could see it.
That's
Joe
Biden when he. Joe Biden did a feature
It's
on
Shelby.
a Travis Scott joint.
That is what Shelby sounds like. People don't know that.
He commissioned that for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He just
Anyway, number one.
Sicko Mode featuring Joseph Biden. Featuring
Joseph Robinette Biden. Number
It's
one.
like when rappers have their little kids do the sample, but it's Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Number one. My God.
Number one.
Sorry.
Comes to us from Virgin Nematode in the Discord, and it is a story about kind of a very 2013 story. I feel like
Interesting.
a man, pleading for help makes it sound more. All right, so a guy was it.
We make sure no one dies. We will do stories where someone is pleading for help.
Sometimes
we
you
can't
gotta plead for
guarantee.
Number one is a man's last gasps, a man's tortured screams.
The
and
Jigsaw
pleads.
Killer is back, and
that's bad news. You hate to hear that the Jigsaw Killer is
come
back.
on, man, get this guy out of here. How many times are they going to do this?
I've had enough. We've had enough of him.
You just say enough, and he like, all right. He like lets you out, like undoes the chains.
That's the safe word.
Detective walking into a room where someone's like hooked up to a robot that pulls you apart, and he's like, I think this might be Jigsaw. And everyone's like, yeah, it is. It's definitely him.
Hey, knock it off.
Cut it out. That's my safe word with Jigsaw.
Yeah.
Quit it.
Calling up other police departments. Hey, have you guys had any murders where the person was put through a trial? You got a murder over here where the person was put through a trial based on their wrongdoings. Do you have any like that?
Like a thing on his head? I don't know. All right.
Yeah.
So number one, a man was in a massage chair in an electronics store in Japan. And he, I guess, dozed off as one does, getting a little massage.
I bet they got good ones over there.
Probably they got good ones.
I bet they got good ones.
This is way better than Mount Vernon. Dad, you got plenty of places to sit. Pop down the massage chair.
That's right. So he's in the store, and then I guess he woke up, and he and this is interesting because they don't even reference it, but they said he had to tweet his plight, and he got on Twitter and posted, "Oh man, I'm locked in." He fell asleep, and they somehow did not notice there was a man asleep in the chairs, or didn't care, and they locked up for the night. So he's in there, he basically was trapped in there. He posted on there, and they don't even mention X; they just call it Twitter. So that's why it also feels like a 2013 thing. Oh, it's from 2016. That's fucking why. Jesus Christ. Okay. Well.
Wow.
Wow. What is this doing
Virgin
here?
Nematode.
Discord listeners, Virgin Nematode really letting us down with this one. We've been had. We've been fooled.
I was focused on getting to the stuff, and I didn't notice that it was from. Yeah, it's from the.
Well, you also had a sixth sense because the first thing you said about it was this seems like a 2013 story.
Because it's like
I can tell this is from a simpler time.
People aren't like posting stuff like this on there
10-year
anymore
ban.
unless they get hit. They get hit with like a torrent of abuse.
Right.
Yeah. So okay. Well,
right. If this happened now, it would just be like a bunch of weird stuff about the Japanese. Like
about
it would just be like
weird, like talking about physiognomy or something, or whatever. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And every article now starts with like, it can be hard to find joy these days. Like no matter what it's about.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Pretty
Here's
much
a
every
bright
story
moment.
we do starts
Yeah.
like that. Like, here's a quick break from everything else going on.
Yeah.
Guy pleads for his life or whatever. Pleads for help.
Pleads for his life in a massage chair.
But so I guess what happened was there's not a lot more information other than just it is thought the man triggered an alarm, which got him in contact with the police.
It is thought.
He was searched to confirm he wasn't a shoplifter. Hey man, you got any chairs in there? No. It's just me.
10 police officers searched him to confirm he was not a shoplifter.
One after the other.
Dude.
He had to go through the line just in case anyone missed anything.
Any chairs he might be hiding. Honestly, if this happened to me, depending on what time it was, I might go back to sleep.
Yeah, I mean, kind of, right? Yeah. I'm not tired anymore.
Plus, you can be like late for stuff. You have a good excuse. You're like, I was locked in the Sharper Image. That's why I'm late to work. You can't fire me.
Of all the stores to be locked into, I do feel like that would be a good one if I had to pick, you know? Other than like a Lazy Boy or like a Mattress Firm, like I do feel like that is a pretty solid choice.
Getting locked in a Sharper Image or like a Hammacher Schlemmer or some shit is like, if you were like trapped in there after the apocalypse,
I'd be too scared.
Like
you'd see a zombie coming out of the garden. You'd be like, no.
You get freaked out.
Is that Bigfoot?
You have to throw a blanket over him, like a
no,
like
I keep
fancy
thinking it's
wool
real.
blanket.
Yeah, is that a $3,000 Bigfoot with real sapphire eyes? But like to be locked in there would be like the Twilight Zone, like guy who breaks his glasses, because you'd be like in Sharper Image, you'd be like, I have nothing but technology, but none of it will actually keep me alive. It's just like everything I don't need to live is in the Sharper Image.
It's a disposable income store. Like nothing in there is necessary. Yeah.
Yeah.
A real Twilight Zone situation. You're absolutely right.
But those chairs,
you'd be
are
okay
good.
for a night. You'd sleep on one of those nice massage chairs.
Yeah.
Well, congrats to this guy for getting out 8 years ago. Very.
Who knows where he is now?
Who knows? Killed by firing squad.
Unrelated.
Different crime. Yeah. So
he did it again, and this time it was on purpose. They could tell, so they killed him.
They got rid of him.
I found this out this week. The guy who the Miranda rights are named for, he was like a criminal, and he got arrested like 10 years later, and they read him his Miranda rights. You'd be like, yeah, I know.
Hey, do I look familiar?
The system works. Anyway.
Anyways, I think I stabbed a guy at a poker game. I think that's what he did. So,
yeah.
That's rad.
You know.
Well, plugs
you
time.
heard it here. Stabbing a guy at a poker game. Rad.
Y'all ready for
Rad.
Find our Patreon bonus episodes, merch, Discord, and more at whatatimepod.com. And follow us on Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram at whatatimepod. Check out Kath's other podcast, Lie, Cheat, and Steal, about liars, frauds, thieves, and bullshitters. Theme song by Naughty Professor. Thanks for listening, and best of luck.
I have something to plug. June 26th at 7 p.m. I'm doing a show at Mood Ring with friends of the show, Bruiser Mag, which is a literary magazine based in Baltimore. It's really good and cool, and we're doing stand-up and poetry. So there'll be some poets there, and also me, Jay Jordan, George Severus, Django Gold. It should be really fun. That is Thursday, June 26th, 7 p.m. Come to that. Nobody else?
I got like I said, I am going to start streaming on Twitch again, I think. So you can find that. It's twitch.tv/pig_dog. I will hopefully soon have a date for my special, but the end of July is likely when that's coming out. Yeah, that just about does it. Hey, if you came to Sick Ass Panther, thanks.
Cool. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll see you
Thanks, everyone.
next week. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.